So what are the mechanisms of thirst and hunger? So let's get started with the first because it's better understood generally. So what would activate the thirst and why we have thirst? First is telling us that we need to drink water, yes? So that our organism is telling us you need to drink water if it's possible. We need to drink water when we have not enough of it, simply speaking. And how our organism can get the idea that we do not have enough water? First of all, the simplest thing, we have decreased blood volume, we have decreased amount of water, so we have decreased blood volume. The other thing, also quite simple, is that increased plasma osmolarity. Why the increased plasma osmolarity? It's constant situation. Let's imagine the situation. Yes, we have the pot with the water and a bit sugar inside. Yes, and then we put a fire under. The water boils out, and on the bottom there is only a bit of water with the sugar. Yes, so after boiling out a lot of water, the water here would have far higher concentration of sugar than at the beginning, yes? The situation here is the same. So when we would lose some water, the concentrations of the substance in the bloodstream would increase. So when our organism sees that the osmolarity is increasing, it thinks that the blood volume is reduced, and is usually right. Of course, not always. Generally, also the organism is far stronger in responding to increased plasma osmolarity than to decreased blood volume, because the changes in osmolarity are far easier to spot by the organism. For the volume, we need the baroreceptors that are not as precise as the osmoreceptors. We also have things like dry mouth. Yes, this is quite obvious. Yes, if they're dry, it's probable that we do not have enough water because there was some time before last time we drank something. The water uptake to the GI tract would inhibit the thirst. Yes. Other things that would increase the thirst is the renin and angiotensin 2. Why? Because renin and angiotensin 2, as you probably already know, are related to are the hormones that's goal are to increase the blood pressure. So if we want to increase the blood pressure, we want generally to increase the blood volume. And to increase the blood volume, the easiest thing to do is to increase the water uptake. About the appetite and hunger, the situation is a bit more complex and not as clearly understood. Generally, as to the hunger, when we have lower levels of glucose, smaller body mass, things like that, there are a lot of different variants. It depends also whether the sympathetic or parasympathetic nervous system is activated. The hunger will be activated. But the hunger may be also the behavioral thing. There are a lot of variables. In case of the feeling of fullness, is that lack of hunger, the satiety, we have the hormone called leptin, yes, and the presence of the leptin will generally stop the hunger. Okay, thank you very much.